17 hospitalizations in just 2 years, 0 times saved. Yu Menglong's silent cry for help. As the search for the truth behind Yu Menglong's death widened, shocking and unbelievable new details began to emerge. As the search for the truth behind Yu Menglong's death widened, shocking and unbelievable new details began to emerge. The first came from commentator David Zhang, who reported that an online post claimed Yu Menglong had been hospitalized 17 times within just 2 years. Reports say Yu once called the police, pretended to be sick, even acted insane, and wrote small notes pleading for help. But every time he was found out, he was brutally beaten. If even the chief of the police bureau, Bibo, was involved, it's reasonable to assume the officers below him had also been bribed or silenced. Therefore, his call to the police, tragically, turned out to be an act in vain. That's why, whenever Yu said he was ill, they took him to private clinics or hospitals under their control instead of public ones. And when he pretended to be mentally unstable, they sent him to private psychiatric facilities that they themselves managed. Even when Yu tried to reach out to his friends, the woman believed to be his girlfriend, Kan Xin, mentioned in our previous episode, was very likely part of the same group. In other words, everyone around him had been planted, only to betray him and keep everything under wraps. The cruelest part is that they went to such great lengths just to destroy one man. Commentator David Zhang pointed out that in China, abuse in the entertainment industry is nothing new. For instance, Zhao Lucy was hospitalized earlier this year and accused her management company of mistreatment. But unlike Yu Menglong, Zhao Lucy's case was financially driven. If she didn't make enough money or refused new roles, she was threatened or assaulted until she complied. In Yu's case, however, money wasn't the goal. The aim was to break him completely, mentally, physically, and spiritually, to turn him into a slave, not a source of profit. In June 2018, Yu held a birthday fan meeting in Shanghai titled Misty Year, Meeting Yu. He performed his new song Mirror and sang birthday songs with his fans. When the crowd joined in, Yu became visibly emotional, his voice choking with tears. After his death, that video resurfaced. As Happy Birthday played, Yu fought back tears through the entire song. When the music stopped and the host asked him to share his thoughts, he took the microphone, sighed, and with tears streaming down his face and a helpless smile, he said softly, "I don't dare to speak." That was 2018. Soon after, Yu reportedly refused to follow the entertainment industry's hidden rules. He was blacklisted, and from there his career spiraled downward, until the day he died. China's Minister of Public Security, Wang Xiaohong, exposed the real big umbrella. Currently, China's 50-cent army has swarmed social media, attacking anyone who dares to defend Yu. The goal couldn't be clearer: crush public attention and bury the story. According to commentator Li Muyang, whistleblower and well-known Weibo user Lin Beichuan, who has over 72,000 followers and claims to be a Red descendant, posted several sensitive images believed to depict a high-ranking Chinese official. However, the moment he uploaded them, Weibo's system automatically deleted the posts and flagged the content as prohibited. Soon after, Lin released a public statement. "I filed a real name report against someone very powerful. I'm the only one who dared to confront him directly." He claimed that this individual had been monitoring him for half a month, even appearing in his earlier comment threads. Each time he attempted to upload the same photo, it vanished within seconds. Proof, he said, that the image itself was being algorithmically erased. Then came the bombshell. A commenter revealed an alleged email from Wang Xiaohong, China's Minister of Public Security, confirming that he was the very person Lin had reported. The message claimed that China's internal surveillance systems can automatically detect and block any image of top-level officials stored in the state's facial recognition database. There is only one institution capable of that kind of real-time erasure: the CCP's Ministry of Public Security, the very department Wang Xiaohong controls. As previously reported, rumors had named Bibo, the police chief of Beijing's Chaoyang district, as the mastermind behind the murder. But experts dismiss that theory, calling Bibo merely a small umbrella, an executor, not the real power behind the scenes. Later leaks even tied him to personal scandals and suggested he was just another accomplice. Today, new information emerged suggesting that Bibo is also homosexual, and several explicit videos of him have surfaced on social media. Wang Xiaohong, however, is no ordinary official. As a state counselor in China's top police authority with a vice-national rank and a trusted confidant of Xi Jinping, his presence in the sensitive face database comes as no surprise. If Wang Xiaohong is indeed the one being protected, censored, and reported by Lin Beichuan, then the Yu Menglong case goes far beyond local corruption. It points directly to the highest levels of China's political system and suggests that Wang himself may be the big umbrella shielding those behind the crime. When China's top police chief has to protect the killers himself, one thing is certain: the people behind this have serious power. The eerie post predicting Yu Menglong's final night. Then came the truly bizarre details uncovered by netizens. Mai Tian, the director of Yu Menglong's final film before his death, One Umbrella in Misty Rain, posted a bizarre message in the early hours of September 8th titled Snow Moon. It read, "Tonight, many will lose sleep. They say the moon will slowly begin to bleed until it's finally covered in red, and the human world will take this tragedy as a visual feast. In the eyes of beasts, all humankind are villains." Early hours of September 8, 2025. But that wasn't all. Wang Yuchen, the screenwriter and creative director of Tianyu Media, who was said to have secretly loved Yu Menglong, also posted a chilling blog entry on the evening of September 8th. She wrote, "Evening of September 8, the fish is imprisoned, in a terrible state. The warmth he once gave me was not the love I wanted. At 3 p.m. on September 8th, I made a deal with them, turning affection into lies to inflict heavy harm on the fish. What does it mean? The fish is imprisoned, begging to be spared. The love I abandoned became your tragedy. From day to night you endured torment, yet still did not satisfy them. In the early hours of September 9th, I turned back to look at you once more. This is your death endgame." What did these terrifying words mean? Was this woman watching someone die without helping? Netizens connected the clues and concluded that the time of Yu Menglong's death, when he was thrown down, was definitely not September 11. They said September 11 was simply the date the devils chose to give themselves a perfect alibi. Taking everything together, from director Mai Tian's post and Tianyu creative director Wang Yuchen's message, one disturbing possibility emerges. They may have already known in advance that Yu Menglong would be tortured to death on the snow moon night, September 8th, or that the torture was set to begin on that very day. As I write this, I can't help but fall silent. Those who call themselves directors, screenwriters, actors, and so on in mainland China, what have they turned into? Their language drips with bloodlust and corruption, intertwined with filthy, degraded lives. That entire world is soaked in blood and sin. When a person's character has already decayed, what can they possibly create in their so-called works of art? Nothing but demons, works that harm people. That's why I believe we should stop watching those films altogether. Every single one of them is sick and twisted. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. These aren't isolated crimes. They're part of a web that stretches straight into the CCP's inner circle. Controlling thousands of shell firms, the astonishing empire of Guangguang. Multiple sources have now confirmed that one of the main suspects, Guangguang, whose real name is Ming, is the grandson of former Chinese Premier Li Peng, born to Li Peng's second son, Li Xiaoyang, and Ye Ting's granddaughter, Ye Xiaoyun. Although Li Peng passed away long ago, the power and influence of the Li family remain immense. Public corporate data shows that Li Ming is a core figure within several major Chinese state-owned enterprise systems, including China Unfiltered Bank, Greenland Group, the Zhengzhou Finance Bureau, and the State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commissions, or SASAC, of Shandong. Among them, Greenland Group has 2,862 subsidiaries. China Construction Bank has 1,396, Hunan Qizhan has 331, and Zhengzhou Development Group has 283, all of them under Li Ming's control. Zhengzhou Development Group, with registered capital of 1 billion yuan, is 100% owned by the Zhengzhou Finance Bureau. Taishan Industrial Development Investment Group in Tai'an City, with registered capital of 5 billion yuan and 124 subsidiaries, is fully owned by the Tai'an SASAC. And Shenjing Department Store Management Group in Shenyang, which operates 50 subsidiaries, is also controlled by the Shenyang SASAC. In addition, Li Ming partnered with Zhang Jian to register over 100 shell companies. His Hong Kong-based Kanghong Holdings Group Limited alone established dozens of shell firms, each with registered capital in the tens of millions of yuan. Altogether, Li Ming controls at least several thousand CCP-linked entities, including state-owned enterprises, national banks, and local government agencies. This makes it unmistakably clear that Guangguang, Li Ming, is a pure-blooded Zhao family member, not the child of an ordinary household. The term Zhao family is a Chinese internet slang referring to the ruling elite, top officials and their relatives who hold real political and economic power in China. From the enormous, precisely structured profit chain designed by Li Ming, it's clear that this is a highly sophisticated money laundering network, one that involves CCP state-owned enterprises, national banks, local governments, and even overseas institutions. High-ranking executives in SOEs, senior bankers, local officials, and financial auditors all have played their part in helping Li Ming launder money. After cleaning these massive sums, Li Ming converted most of the funds into family assets, while smaller portions were handed out to officials at every stage as kickbacks. According to commentator Li Menglong, this alone suggests that it's highly likely the CCP's Ministry of Public Security allowed Wang Xiaohong to act as the protector, because the interests involved are enormous. Suppressing the Yu Menglong case would mean selling favors to all parties connected, large or small. And if Li Ming could be successfully shielded, the Li family would surely look upon Wang Xiaohong with favor. Among the suspects in the Yu Menglong case is also Tai Yijia, rumored to be the illegitimate son of Kai Chi. Kai Chi, leader of the Fujian faction, is a current member of the CCP Politburo Standing Committee and a key figure Wang Xiaohong would naturally want to please. So no matter what, Wang Xiaohong has every reason to serve as the protector and to forcibly suppress the Yu Menglong case. Latest update, not 3, but 4, reportedly dead. And there's one more thing. As previously reported, the residents of Beijing's Sunshine Upper East residential complex have remained completely silent about the tragic death of Yu Menglong, which happened right inside their compound. Afterwards, they quietly began selling off their properties. Now that the truth is gradually emerging, combined with reports that at least 2 other people, believed to be residents of the same complex, were shot dead on the very night Yu Menglong was killed, we can finally understand why they stayed silent. It wasn't indifference, it was fear, because they could all feel the presence of death in the air. To further confirm this, sources report that one netizen named Inayet, who has been closely following the Yu Menglong case, revealed that 4 people actually died at the scene, not just 2, as we mentioned in the previous episode. These 4 victims were 3 young women and 1 middle-aged man, and all are believed to have been silenced. The insider wrote, "It's long been said that Yu Menglong was pushed down at 12:42 a.m. on September 10th, and that 4 neighbors died at 12:52 a.m. Their recorded time of death was 12:57 a.m. Inayet said, "I used to think the residents in that neighborhood were cold, indifferent, or deaf and mute. But now I realize that's not the case. A few days ago when I was watching the video, I even wondered, why are there people lying on the ground? Could this be somewhere else? Only now do I understand. They were the residents who were murdered right there at the scene." Yu Menglong's school forced to cooperate in covering up the truth. According to the People's Paper, a few days ago, one of Yu Menglong's former classmates returned to her alma mater, hoping to see his photo on the school's Wall of Fame. But when the camera turned to that wall, she froze. The spot where Yu's picture once hung was gone, replaced by a blank, empty wall. With quiet determination, she printed Yu's photo and biography herself, placing them back where they belonged. It was a silent protest and a heartbreaking act of remembrance. Online, people wrote, Yu Menglong was once the pride of his school, an honorary alumnus who used his talent and kindness to inspire so many. But now his name has been erased, deleted, removed, wiped from history. This is how the CCP deletes memory. Not by admitting or explaining, but by making everything disappear. The truth is forbidden. Even his name can't be spoken. Just like the Tiananmen Square massacre, now a ghost erased from the memories of China's next generation. Our generation may still remember. But what about the next? No writing, no record, no truth. That's how a man is truly erased. Yet no matter how hard they try to cover it up, they can't erase what's in people's hearts. Inside the Great Firewall, they delete everything. Outside, we fight to preserve it. Even if justice takes 100 years, we will leave behind Yu Menglong's footprints, proof that he truly lived. His removal from his alma mater shows how powerful the forces behind his killers are, powerful enough to make even the school obey. They think erasing every trace of Yu Menglong will make the world forget. But they are wrong. The people's eyes are open. We will not forget, and we will never forgive. Under the Chinese Communist Party, this nation has rotted from top to bottom. The good are persecuted, the wicked thrive. The living stay silent, and the dead have no voice. A world that should have been paradise has become purgatory, and as long as the CCP remains, there will be no peace on earth. Before we wrap up today's episode, there's an important update related to Xi Jinping. Former party professor drops bombshell. Xi Jinping's private army was real. According to former Central Party school professor Tai Xia, Xi Jinping's loyalists secretly built a private army right under the government's nose in Langfang, Hebei, just 2 hours from the capital. The masterminds? Miao Hua, the former head of the political work department of the Central Military Commission, and He Weidong, the former vice chairman of the same body. Kai says this unit had no connection to China's official military structure. It answered to no one, not even the Central Military Commission itself, except for Miao and He. On paper it was listed as a deputy division, but in reality, its firepower, budget, and equipment were equivalent to a deputy army. It was a low-rank disguise for a high-level war machine, created in total secrecy after Xi Jinping lost power in 2024. Kai reveals the intent was unmistakable. This was Xi's personal strike force, built to defend him, or to take back Beijing, if the moment ever came. She likens it to the ancient general Sima Yi, who secretly raised troops before overthrowing the Cao family. But Xi's version was far more modern, far more dangerous. His men weren't hiding in mountains, they were hiding behind China's information support force, using the country's vast military intelligence system as their cover. That system, once controlled by Miao Hua, allowed him to embed the private army inside official channels, masking it as a legitimate operation while keeping a separate chain of command that answered directly to him. Independent commentators say this setup makes perfect sense. The only way such a force could exist was by hiding inside the real command network. And according to commentator Li Daiyu, another powerful name was involved. Zhong Xiaojun, Xi's most trusted aide, who often held private meetings with Xi and Peng Liyuan. Though only a lieutenant general, Zhong was untouchable. To see Zhong was to see Xi. He was so powerful, he reportedly once cursed at General Zhang Yuxia to his face. But arrogance has its price. Zhong was later dismissed, stripped of his role as political commissar of the National Defense University. Kai Xia says she'd known about this secret army for years, but kept silent out of caution. She decided to speak only now, after the CCP purged 9 of Xi's top generals on October 17, 8 of whom were formally expelled from the Central Committee during the 4th plenary session. To her, that was the final proof. Xi's fall is complete. His loyal network dismantled, his army gone, his power reduced to nothing, and yet His image still dominates the state media, his slogans still flood the streets. But it's all a performance. Everyone wants Xi to keep taking the blame. No one wants to inherit his mess. Behind the propaganda facade, the truth is already written. China's leadership has quietly changed hands. And these revelations only confirm what we reported before. Xi Jinping has already stepped down, quietly, during the recent fourth plenary session. Wang Yang is believed to be the chosen successor. But every detail of that transition will remain sealed tight until the 21st National Party Congress in October 2027. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to drop this icon in the comments to help us beat the YouTube algorithm. If you found this analysis valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.